You good? Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our annual meeting. Today is one of the times throughout the year that we get to put into practice our fifth principle, the right of conscience and the use of the democratic process within our congregations and in society at large. We gather today to reflect on the year that has been, remember the joys, celebrate the wins, and bear witness to the sorrows. We begin our meeting with these chalice lighting words. Amidst the paperwork and preparation, amidst the emails and emotions, amidst the getting it done and the pressure of time, can we find a little space for lifting our heads in wonder that we're still here, still striving, still trying together? Can we find hearts accepting all the complexity, space for falling a little bit in love with this faith again, with its tenacity, its capacity, in love with this faith even again. Its audacity, with its tenacity, space to hold that we still believe what we still believe is possible, with its tenacity, without hiding it behind disclaimers, that we still believe that attempt to shield our hope from cynical, without hiding it behind space to hold that we still believe. Can we enter into this work of shield our hope with a felt sense of our dignity? Can we enter into this work in a way with liberating and humanize the process in a way with liberating of our decisions and actions, the process, our structures and governance, of our decisions and actions. We light our chalice in hope that we center love and relationship, creativity, and we light our chalice in hope that we center love and relationship, in hope that we can invite into our hearts and into this space in hope that so much obvious respect and spacious grace that no matter what happens here, so much obvious respect and spacious grace that no matter what happens here, so much obvious respect and spacious grace. And beside our chalice, we have a memorial candle. During the year 2025, the following UU Hamilton congregants passed. During the year Valerie Nielsen, Roy Dickinson, Tony Wallace, Irene Laurie, Amy Sewell, Elizabeth Coburn, and Rupa Jani. Let us hold a moment of silence to honor their lives and their participation in our beloved community. Let us hold a moment of silence to honor their lives and their participation in our beloved community. Let us hold a moment of silence to honor their lives and their participation in our beloved community. Let us hold a moment of silence to honor their lives and their participation. Before I hand the microphone over to our president, Stephanie Ampou, I want to share a few housekeeping notes. According to our bylaws, which were adopted in March 2024, we use the democratic rules of order, which means that we must record a motion, both the mover and the seconder, before we can have a discussion on it. So just as a reminder, if you have a question or a comment, we need a mover and a seconder before we can speak to the motion. Our bylaws also allow participation via online means, and Jessie, can you tell me how many people online we have? Okay.
That being said, a thing to note as well is that they're slightly delayed. They're seeing you talk like a few seconds after the fact.
Thank you.
Just keep that in mind.
So we're gonna just be slow during this meeting. We have 8 people online. We want them to be able to participate as fully as possible. And
do you know if the 8 people online are members or not?
we can confirm that. I will confirm that. And we have 46 people in person. Our quorum number is 38, so we are good to go. Over to you.
Good morning. My name is Stephanie Onpu, and I use she, her pronouns, and I have the honor of being your president. And look forward to this meeting today and the year upcoming. I have three things I want to start with first. Thanks to Bill Fulton, who's acting as our parliamentarian today, and to Elizabeth Beckett, who is doing our minutes today. And for Elizabeth's and my benefit, when we are moving and seconding motions, or when you are moving and seconding motions, it would be great if you put up your hand and called out your name. I think that would help both of us. Okay? So, we are going to start with our agenda, and there actually has been a change to the agenda. Oh. Does it? Are you putting those back, or am I? Looks like you're going forward. Okay, so am I controlling, or you? I'm controlling, okay. So first we actually need to move and second a change in the agenda. So you can see there what was done was a copy and paste from last year's agenda, and there was one item from last year that was left in. So can I have a mover to, the motion is, sorry, the revised agenda for the 2026 AGM is approved. Can I have a mover? Angela Morgan, thank you. A seconder? Sue Stewart-Green. Okay. Any discussion? All in favor? Okay. Passed. Perfect. Thank you. And the next item is approval of minutes from the 2025 annual general meeting. These were attached to this notice, and when this notice was circulated, I think it was March 21st, and then available on the church website. So the motion reads, minutes of the 2025 AGM are approved. Can I have a mover? Seconder? Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Okay, motion passed. Thank you. And next is the approval of the 2026 budget minutes, budget meeting minutes. I think this is wrong. Meeting minutes meeting. Budget meeting minutes meeting. That's actually hard to say. These again were circulated to the notice and on the website. And the motion is minutes of the 2026 budget meeting are approved. Can I have a mover, please? Martin Dooley. Seconder? Jeff Mahoney. Thanks, Jeff. Any discussion? Comments? Okay, all in favor? Approved. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is election of directors, and I'll ask Jeff Mahoney to come up for this section.
Thank you, Stephanie. I'm acting on behalf of Barb Wallace, the chair of the nominating committee, and this is the slate of directors proposed by the nominating committee for the 2026 Board of Directors. We say goodbye with thanks to the following board members who will leave the board at the 2025 AGM today: Sue Stewart-Green, Mary Solig. Additionally, we would like to offer our gratitude to Lila Miklos, who was unable to complete her term with the board and stepped down in September of 2025. The following members of the congregation have agreed to be nominated for the 2026 Board of Directors. The following board members have agreed to complete their 2-year term that ends at the AGM in 2027, and they are Stephanie Anpu, Elizabeth Beckett, Stone Fu, and Julie Bergshoff. The following board members have agreed to complete their 2-year term that ends at the AGM in 2028. Karen Chalop Kumar, Anne Laurie, and Marilyn Hunt. So I'd like to move a motion that the duly nominated candidates be elected to serve on the board. Somebody will move that. Martin Dooley, and if somebody could second that, pardon me? Ian Brown. Thank you. Ian Brandt, I'm so sorry, Ian. G.R. Grant, okay, yeah. I need to check my hearing. So thank you very much. And could we have a vote on that motion? All in favor? Thank you. Now, yes, we're going to do the words of installation now. Sorry.
Okay, we'll do it this way. So all of the board members, there's a few of us that are absent today. And Anne has the microphone. As you can see, this is a responsive reading. Oh. Thank you. Is on? Yeah. So this is a responsive reading, so you can see the members, and then the directors, the board members will respond. So I wonder if we could start with, we extend
To guide and inspire us by word and deed, and to hold sacred the trust we give to you today.
We commit to the best of our abilities to serve the common good of this community and to faithfully serve our mandates as directors of this congregation.
And we thank you for your commitment of time, talent, and energy.
We hope that as we do our work, you will support our recommendations and decisions, and when, in your eyes, we are on the wrong path, that you bring your concerns to us openly and directly.
We pledge to do this, and mindful of the complexity and challenges of your work, we trust in your good intent and purpose.
We will endeavor to understand the scope and boundaries of our work and to work as partners in leadership with both our ministerial leadership and our other staff members.
We acknowledge and affirm your role and the roles of the minister, of staff members, of committee chairs, and of volunteers in a partnership of collaboration and trust as we move forward together.
We express our deepest appreciation for the trust and empowerment you have given us through this act of installation, and we commit to being mindful of that trust in all of our decisions.
Okay. So we're not doing any of this?
You're going
Am I going right?
Exactly, you're going right
So I'm
to
doing that now? Okay. Okay. We're now moving to election of nominating committee members. We say goodbye with thanks to Sheila Dunduli and Julie Berkshoff, who left the committee at the end of 2025. We say goodbye to Catherine Cowley, who has finished the third of a three-year term at the AGM 2026. And the following members of the congregation have agreed to be nominated for the 2025 nominating committee. 2026, I should say. The following member of the congregation has agreed to complete her first term of 3 years that ends in 2028, and that's Barb Wallace. And the following members of the congregation have agreed to be nominated for election to the nominating for a first 3-year term that ends in 2029, and those are Jeff Mahoney, Paul Bognar, and Doyne Ahern. I will move that the duly nominated candidates be elected to serve on the nominating committee. Can I have a mover? Martin Dooley, and seconded by Janice. Can I, all in favor of the motion? Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jeff. So the next item on our agenda is related to approval of nomination for Minister Emerit. So the Minister Emerit designation is an honor that's given to ministers that have served at least 7 years in our church, in our congregation, and have retired from this congregation. Over the winter, we had 2 circle meetings held to discuss a proposal to give this honor to Reverend Victoria Ingram. So the motion is that Reverend Victoria Ingram be granted the title of Minister Emerit of the First Unitarian Church of Hamilton. Can I have a mover, please? I move. Elizabeth Beckett, seconder Sue Stewart Green. Is there any discussion? I'm just going to pause for a moment because there's people on Zoom, and I realize we're going a bit too fast for them. Yeah. We're good? They did ask if you can slow down. Anticipated that. Thank you. Okay. All in favor? Okay. Opposed? Thank you. Motion passed. Was that?
I just wanted to share with everybody that Reverend Victoria and I have been in conversation about this decision, and we are going to be having a ceremony during a Sunday service soon, before the end of the church year, to recognize her in this honor.
Okay, thank you, Danny. So the next item is related to affirmation of our lay chaplains. And I would ask our 3 lay chaplains to come up. There's only one in the room. Okay, Catherine McPherson Doe. So. Oh. Okay. And then I'm going to. Catherine, you have agreed to continue to serve the First Unitarian Church of Hamilton in the role of lay chaplain. Catherine is currently in her 2nd year of her first 3-year term. You have touched the lives of people in our community with your outreach and your work in this role. Do you agree to continue as a lay chaplain for this organization for the coming year?
I do.
Congregation, do you affirm, do I say Beverly? I say, okay, them all, okay, sorry. That's a point of order. I should have said that first. Congregation, do you affirm Beverly, Audrey, and Catherine as our lay chaplains for the First Unitarian Church of Hamilton? We do. Thank you. Lay chaplains, Catherine, will you continue to honor the covenant of right relationship and the terms of service between you, your fellow lay chaplains, your minister, your lay chaplaincy committee, your church's board of directors, your congregation, the Canadian Unitarian Council, and the Ontario government, fulfilling your role with integrity and compassion?
I do.
Thank you.
Go back. I have a point of order. Bill, is this a motion, or are we just like affirming, or?
This is just an affirmation.
Okay, so there's no motion? No. Okay.
Yeah, there is a motion.
There is a motion of affirmation.
But we have one more.
We have a collective words to say.
We have collective words, which is right there. Okay. Really good that we had the service today. Members of the congregation, there's a part of your affirmation on the slide right now.
We extend our support and encouragement to you and your roles as lay chaplains. Please continue to represent the First Unitarian Church of Hamilton by modeling our great principles and the values that exemplify our Unitarian universalist issues in your work with the community. May your service as lay chaplains continue to be meaningful and gratifying.
So we have a motion. We're going to pass it. So we have a motion. Can I read out the motion and then we'll do the, yeah. The members approve and confirm these lay chaplains. So move Monica Bennett, seconder Catherine Calley. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passed. You have the thing now, okay. So the next motion is related to acceptance of the annual report. And the motion is that members acknowledge receipt of the 2025 annual report. Do I have a mover? Angela Morgan, sorry, I can't see you there. Seconder, Sheila Dundooley. Any discussion? Yes.
Okay, Renata Montai. I don't know if this is actually appropriate right now, but I have wondered whether the report could be made available in written format, like printed format, for people who may not be.
There's.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize they were available, but thank you.
Just a point, it's really important that everybody read these reports. There's so much work in them, and the people who put the time in should be commended. It goes by quickly, but please take the time online to read the annual report.
Absolutely agree with Sue. I actually have, oh, was there another comment? I have been asked to just speak briefly about two new board committees that are reflected in this report. So I thought this is the best place to bring this up. You may know that in September the board approved a new governance resolution and in that governance resolution we added two board committees to the fore. So there have been the nominating committee that you just heard from Jeff and the finance committee, but we also have now a governance committee and a committee on ministry, which are right now members being sought for. So the governance committee, the mandate seeks to capture the policies and procedures that the board articulates and puts them into practice. They do this by drafting policies articulated by the board, monitoring our bylaws and policies for redundancy and overlap, and monitoring how the staff and board are doing at establishing their new roles. So this is a new board committee that will be moving forward. And the second new board committee is the Committee on Shared Ministry, which is a collaborative group that helps us to balance our mission, covenantal relationships, and competing priorities. They do this by using the board's annual vision of ministry and open questions, which you will see articulated in the board report this year. Assessing our mission and how our programs align with that mission, direct support to our minister, and facilitating conflict engagement and resolution in our congregation. So those are two really important initiatives moving forward. Okay, so now we need a vote. Any questions on that? So we have the motion to receive the report, and we've had a mover and a seconder. So all in favor of receipt of the report? Okay. Any opposed? So there's, in case you didn't hear Jesse, there are copies being printed right now. There's already 2 in the room, but there's 5 more being printed, in case you want to take a copy home with you. And the next item on the agenda is related to the financial statements, so I invite Julie up.
So the first motion is relates to the 2025 financial statements and the KPMG audit report that was thereon attached. And these were included in the agenda, with the agenda that for today that was circulated 3 weeks ago in the notice of the meeting. So the motion is that the members acknowledge receipt of the 2025 financial statements and the KPMG audit report thereon. I've got a mover, Ian Grant, and a seconder, Martin Dooley. Is there any questions or discussion on that? Okay, then all in favor? And the motion did pass. Secondly, it relates to the approval of an audit for the 2026 financial year. In the past, we've had a cycle whereby we have a review engagement with our auditors for 4 years, and then the 5th year is a full audit. That was an exemption to a requirement that nonprofits, under the provincial legislation that nonprofits have a full audit every year. So that was the exemption that we benefited from because our revenue was under $500,000. We no longer qualify for that exemption, so we'll be looking at a full audit for 2026 and hopefully thereon in. We're fortunate that we were able to budget for this, so it is included in our budget, and our volunteer staff, as our volunteer accountant and our staff are prepared to support us, as well as our book, in making sure our books are kept up to date throughout the year, and especially the time that's required at year end. So the motion is that the church endorses a full audit of our 2026 financial statements using KPMG as our auditors. If I could have a mover and a seconder, so Bill Johnson and Fred Crockett. Is there any discussion on that motion? Okay. All in favor? Thank you. The motion passes.
Okay, thank you. The next, thanks, Julie. The next item is celebrations and accomplishments. And we have, from the board, we have three. And so we'll say that, and then we're going to pass them out to the audience and have the audience give the audience opportunity to make some celebrations as well.
As a treasurer, I'm fortunate to have some celebrations to share. In 2025, the first ever contribution to the Legacy Fund was received. The Legacy Fund was established in 2013, and this inaugural donation is an exciting development because by preserving the donated capital in perpetuity, income from the fund can provide opportunities to deliver on our mission and strategic goals for our generation and for future generations. Shout out to Sue, Stuart Green, and John Green for this incredibly generous gift of $82,100 and for all of your generous gifts of time, talent, and treasure. The second celebration I have the pleasure of sharing is that in 2025, we learned that the church had been named as a beneficiary in the estate of Margaret McFadgen. When we received a check for approximately $64,400, the board determined that the best way to honor Dawn and Margaret's commitment to social and environmental justice, adult education, and responsible stewardship in our congregation was to direct 50% of their bequest to the Opportunities Fund and 50% to the Legacy Fund. We are grateful for the McFadgen's generous gift, and for the opportunities that it affords to enrich the programs that support our mission of nurturing each other, serving the community, and inspiring action that heals the world. And I have one more. I just want to acknowledge with appreciation the many folks who brought their curiosity, questions, and insights to our financial meetings last year. The Canvas Information Meeting and the 2 budget meetings were well attended, and the rich discussion and constructive feedback that ensued will guide the way in which the Finance Committee endeavors to support informed and transparent financial decision-making, leading to outcomes that are in alignment with our mission and strategic goals.
Thanks, Julie. One additional celebration is recognition of Brian Carey for his many years of leadership and service on our AV and tech journey in this space. And we would like to put it out to you if there's any additional celebrations, accomplishments. Over here, Pat Dickinson.
Thanks, Anne. I just want to celebrate the young children and families that have begun attending our service, and I love having them in the service, and I love hearing their voices. It is a joy. Thank you so much.
Sheila Dunduli.
I would like to extend an appreciation to my husband, Martin Dooley, for his years in leadership and service to this church on OWL, various committees, the board a couple of times, president a couple of times, treasurer, etc.
Is it okay? I want to honor 3 people in this church. Some of you who are longtime members have heard me speak in the past of my recognition of the work that certain people on finance have done over the years in the past, over the last 20 years, taking our church from a place where we really didn't have, I'll say as chair of the board, what I felt we needed as risk management and things, planning. But not all 3 of them have retired or moved away from both active and invisible positions. And I really think as a congregation, we need to acknowledge Martin Dooley, Alan Sharp, and Bruce McPherson for the incredible work they have done over 2 decades.
Thank you. Are there any others? Then, oh,
Hi, I just wanted to acknowledge that in early 2026, the Green Sanctuary program of the Unitarian Universalist Association recognized this congregation's accomplishments in regard to climate action during the year 2025. The projects that were highlighted, and this will surprise people because they're not all projects of the climate action team. One of them was the Rothwell clothing shop. One was the shared event we did with the Ecolog churches on home sharing, which of course has climate connections. Our plant-based cookbook was acknowledged. Our participation in the native plant sale in the fall in collaboration with the Hamilton Naturalist Club. And the final one was the Climate Cafe that we hosted in October with the Green Venture Organization. So each year until 2030, we will be working towards achieving ideally a net zero balance for this congregation, but we have been recognized for our work, and that's kind of exciting.
I'm just going to make a pause for those online in case somebody has something there. Jesse, are you looking?
Maybe one more round of applause for everybody who stuck around for our AGM today. Thank you for being here. It's not always the most exciting part of our year together, but thank you, it's very important. Here and beyond these walls, as we extinguish this chalice flame, may the warmth of its light remain within us, guiding our steps and our hearts. Let us carry forward the strength of this community, the courage to speak truth, and the hope that transformation is possible. In each breath we take, may we remember that the work of love, justice, and healing is ours to continue, both here and beyond these walls. Go in peace, with the light of this gathering to illuminate your way. The end.